What's up guys, it's Lexi Pike, welcome to my channel. I took a shower at 1 a.m. It is currently 3 a.m. Hold on, 3:01 a.m. So, I want to do an experiment. So if 3 a.m. is actually the devil's hour, I'm gonna see if I can use the Spirit Taco to see if I'll get more responses and more creepy responses, or one or the other. So let's get started. And I'm probably going to be recording till 4 a.m. because I don't sleep at night time anymore. That's why I don't post half the time during the day anymore. So let's get started. Turn you up.
Shop.
Shop with 2 P's and an E. Oh, you can't see it. I'll edit this.
Chief.
Chief. Hey, what's your name?
See the lights.
I just had a thought. But I'm not using the camera, I'm using my laptop, so it won't catch that. Are you still here? Or did you just see the light and then leave? Because this is one shot video. If you did. Hello? Are you there? I'm gonna reset this. Oh.
Speak.
Speak. I am speaking. God, that scared me. I'm gonna edit this video, like put words of what it says.
Joseph.
Hey, that's my adopted nephew's name. So I'm gonna put the words what they say and what I hear on the video, and then I'll post it on the Lexi Pike channel,
Church.
and my Our Ghost Investigation channel.
What's your name?
My name's Alexandria. I go by Lexi though. I'm pretty sure I'm just paranoid.
Floorboards.
What about floorboards?
Like.
Like what? The video? Yeah, if you like content like this, please hit the subscribe button, turn on all post notifications, and smash the thumbs up button. Listen to the ghost.
Old times.
God. They give me a mini hot dog. I'm gonna be tracing. For the time being. Since I'm gonna be recording for a whole ass hour, which I'm not gonna be cutting off the video, so it will be a whole hour of the girls just talking. I have another coloring book. I really need to get a mess.
All this.
Okay.
1700s.
Hey, I told that to my stepmom. That's where the year that she was born. I would tell her. Okay. Flamingo. I wish they had a dragon one of these. I used to draw a dragon one. Hot air balloon. I could do a peacock, but that would probably take hours. Dragonfly, frog. That was a tree frog. Nope. Nope.
I've been here 150 years.
That's a long time. Hey, where's my perfume? That just went in my eyeball and in my mouth. The funny thing is, I can spray it. I can spray this in my eyes and it will not hurt. Because I've done it before. Because the thing was like pointing here when I wanted to spray it, I sprayed it in my eyes. This is my favorite perfume. $3 at Walmart.
Healing.
Healing. From what? Okay.
The woman scares me.
God. That's just something moving over here, and it scared the crap out of me. By the way, if there's any fathers watching this morning, don't know why you would be up at 3 a.m. Happy Father's Day.
You're okay here.
Thank you for being showing. I'm shaking. I'm trying to trace and I'm shaking from fear. And I don't get scared easily.
Forgive me.
Okay, I forgive you. What'd you do? We have a foot fetish ghost, by the way. I'd be laying in my bed and then I would feel like a finger tickling the bottom of my foot, so I would just randomly laugh. And they do not stop. I would be like, that feels weird, stop. Doesn't stop. That feels weird, stop. Doesn't stop. Jeez.
Victim.
Victim of what? Oh, my finger just went numb. Okay. Now, here you go. Okay, now, because I did the cat's head, it's time for the body.
Doom.
We are all doomed. What you mean? See? The head.
You're aware of me.
If you're the one that I'm hearing, then yes. Ow. Why is my heart hurting? I have chest pains. I was diagnosed with chest pains when I was younger. They come randomly, when they don't at 3 a.m. Okay. Woo. You can still talk. I listen and I'll talk back. Ooh,
Amaze.
thank you. I messed up on that one, but I don't give a fuck. Hey, they could have asked me for forgiveness for telling me to go F myself a couple days ago.
No, that's wrong.
Are you judging my picture? Because I messed up. How can I mess up a tracing? Oh, I can't make the line straight enough. Most of them. Some of them. Yeah, most of them. Not some of them, most. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Then
Escape.
Then with the body. Okay. I messed up a little. Here's the drawing. It's a kitty cat. And here's the actual picture. I don't want to do all that design because it will probably take hours. Mushrooms.
Your.
Butterfly. I don't think I have a big enough paper for that. Swans. Okay. I'm gonna do something for Father's Day. Like I used to.
He's dangerous.
Like I used to do with Mother's Day all the time with my mom. My adopted mom. I'm not gonna acknowledge the... I need a coloring book that has specific things. I'm gonna probably have to use my computer to do it. Oh, that's pretty.
Shit.
This is the second video. You won. Shit. Actually, that's what I was thinking when I don't have that killing book. Where's my pencil? Oh.
The pit.
The pit. This one's gonna come out horrible. My dog's sleeping in my room. Okay. Now the other eyeball. End of this video.
Stink.
I sprayed perfume. If you don't like that, sorry. I also sprayed perfume in my mouth. I messed up on the nose. Fuck. Okay. This person does not have a body. It's just a floating head. I'm gonna do something with my computer after this video. It's gonna like me looking up things to do for Father's Day. I'm not gonna say what because my dad watches my videos. I don't know if he watches my whole videos, but I know he watches my shorts. He watched like my full videos in 2022 when I was doing the Scary Text Message Stories.
Three lights.
1, 2. How old are you? Okay. There. Okay. Let's do the other ear. I suck at drawing. Like freehand drawing. I'm good at tracing.
Am I dead?
Well, I guess you are because you're communicating with me on a ghost app. Hey, you know one that's been watching Teen Wolf with me? I just saw something in the corner of my eye. In my room. What time is it? 3:27.
Spanish donkey.
Spanish donkey. Never heard of that before. This spirit is hilarious. Says the weirdest, funniest shit ever. There. Wow. Vampire. I messed up on the teeth and I messed up on the eyes. I didn't do the ear thingy. Okay.
Peacefulness.
Let's shade that in. Okay. There you go. There. That would be harder for me to do. I'll probably do that on my own time. Okay.
Ship.
Ship. Shitty ship. I see the weirdest, most random things. Okay. This one has a big ass mouth. Like me.
We like your equipment.
Thank you. messed up an eyebrow. Okay. Okay. Deal.
Victim.
I'm pretty sure you already said that at one point. Because I asked a victim to what? And I'm messing up the eye so fucking bad. I wonder if they're using victim because I might be a victim to them. Yeah. Okay. I messed up. That went way too far.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, I'm glad you're here. I'm being nice for once because it's 3 a.m. And that time scares me. If I'm gonna be honest.
Hit.
I used to be hit growing up. I would get hit by my adopted family by a wooden spoon, a metal piece of a leash, a broom, you name it.
You are protected.
Thank you. Don't know how because I don't have a cross necklace anymore and I broke it. I do have a cross necklace but it's tangled so I can't use that anymore. Spider webs. That's gonna be hard to trace. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the hardest to trace. Well, my arm's getting tired, but I can't let go of this or I will go off the lines.
Malediction.
What does that mean? Okay. Stop shaking my head. Okay. I'm just gonna finish this part. I made the head a little too big. Okay. Okay. Now erase the one that I fucked up.
Attack.
I had an itch. Oh my god. Did I tell you? I suck at this. My wrist hurts. Here's my other ones.
Share my story.
Okay, tell me your story. Ooh, do not fall. Okay. Ow.
We love communicating.
It's gonna. Apparently it's raining, but it's not. Apparently it's raining here, it says, but it's not. Someone's lying. But what is a Spanish donkey? I'm gonna really look that up. After. What time is it? It is 3:40, so 20 more minutes. And then it will take me probably 2 hours to put the words in that this person says. Hello? I saw a shadow figure on my bed. Over there. I am traumatized. I really need to get my
I'm
nails.
innocent.
I'm innocent. Hey, I say that all the time and my dad doesn't even agree. I tell him I'm
Gertrude.
Sup, Gertrude. I would tell Dad I'm an angel and he's like, bullshit. Because deep down we all know that I'm no angel. But I say it just to get his reaction. The furnace is on. I don't know why. Actually, I'm done talking to this ghost. There. Let's look it up. It better not be inappropriate. I don't remember if I asked how did this person die. And this person said Spanish donkey, so I looked it up. The term Spanish donkey primarily refers to a torture device used in medieval Spain. It is a brutal device designed to inflict severe pain and suffering. It consisted of a sharp-pointed apparatus shaped like a wedge, resembling the back of a donkey or a wooden horse, also called chevalet or chevalet. Victims were forced to straddle the narrow point top. Often weights were attached to the victim's feet, increasing the pressure and pain on the body. Spikes could be added to the triangular point to further enhance the suffering. So when I shouldn't have laughed at when they said Spanish donkey. I didn't know what it was. I'm so sorry. It was also used in later periods, such as during the American Revolution or in the Civil War. In summary, the Spanish donkey was a horrifying torture device used throughout history to inflict pain and punishment. I feel so bad. I laughed at that word. I'm a bad person. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I'm gonna cry. That wasn't okay. Okay, since I'm done talking with this ghost or whatever, I'm gonna be reading a scary story again. Real ghost stories. Sinister ghost story. I'm gonna do that since it's 3 a.m. Warning is the first one that pops up, so I'm gonna do that. Warning! My friends and I had just left a party at a local bar, and we were walking back to my house, seeing how it wasn't too far away from where we were. On our way back, we happened to come across a small lot sandwiched between two apartment buildings that was filled with black garbage bags and piles of tires. Wow. Wait, how long is this? I'm not doing that, that's fucking long. The mummified head is really short. The mummified head. In a cave somewhere is the severed mummified head. If you remove your own head and replace it with the severed mummified one, you will be imbued with immeasurable arcane power.
The mummified head. In a cave somewhere is a severed mummified head. If you remove your own head and replace it with the severed mummified one, you will be imbued with immeasurable arcane power.
Hey, I can have it read this one, see?
Warning. My friends and I had just left a party at a local bar, and we were walking back to my house, seeing how it wasn't too far away from where we were. On our way back, we happened to come across a small lot sandwiched between two apartment buildings that was filled with black garbage bags and piles of tires. Rich proposed going in, and after a few minutes of consideration, Dennis and I agreed. Obviously, there's nothing special or fun about a rotten-smelling junkyard, but we were a bit drunk, so the idea seemed great at the time. We decided to play a game called King of the Hill on the fort of tires that stood before us. Basically, we were just pushing each other off of the top. After a while of climbing up and falling down a pile of tires in an idiotic attempt of having fun, we took a break by sitting against one of the dumpsters that stood near the entrance. As I tried to get a hold of my breath, I gazed around the small dump and noticed something I failed to spot out before. There was a white grocery bag hanging from the fence in the back corner of the junkyard.
It's a body.
I figured that someone tried to throw it over, but it got caught on the fence on its way down. The bag seemed to be filled with something. It had blocky edges poking out from all sides. I know something as plain as a grocery bag isn't much, but it still intrigued me. "Hey," I said as I nudged Rich, who happened to be sitting next to me, "look over there." Dennis leaned out behind Rich and looked towards where I was pointing. "So, it's just a few rips. No one's gonna care about whether or not the bags are torn," said Rich. He was pointing out the tears our shoes had left in the trash bags when we played our little game. "No, the grocery bag hanging from the fence," I said. "So, well, it's filled with something, and," said Dennis. I shrugged. "Don't you guys want to know what's inside?" "No," Rich chuckled, "it's just trash, man. What if it was something like jewelry?" I said as I stood
I think it's
and
a
made my
body.
way towards the grocery bag. "You're just gonna find a dead cat in there, dude," Dennis hollered as I struggled to climb the mound of garbage bags that blocked my path. His sentence was followed by the two of them laughing. I didn't really care what they had to say. I was just a bit curious, that's all. Once I made it to the other side, I reached for the grocery bag and grabbed it. Inside of it was a whole bunch of cassette tapes and an old Walkman. "No way, you guys gotta see this." I called to my
I was
friends.
wrong.
"Did you find the leprechaun's gold?" Rich mocked. "Hold on, I'm coming." Hastily, I climbed the pile of trash and walked back to where they were sitting. "Look at this." I held the bag open, letting Rich and Dennis view its contents. I pulled out a tape and read its label. "Journal Entry 1, I pulled out another, Entry 3. I read. "No way, it's someone's diary," said Dennis. "I wonder why they threw it away," I said.
I wonder if it
"Probably
was
because they
Moto.
realized how stupid they were for keeping a diary," said Rich. "Whatever." I dropped the bag on the ground. "It's 1 in the morning. We should be heading back." "Whoa, whoa, whoa," said Dennis as he snatched the bag up from the pavement. "What the hell are you doing, man? Don't you guys want to listen to these?" "Well, it could be a bit funny," said Rich. "Journal Entry 1, started Dennis in a stereotypical British voice. I walked my dog, Bonbon, today at the park and came across a rather odd squirrel." I laughed. "Dennis, you're such a bad." "Fine, let's take them with us." We left the junkyard and continued to walk down the street towards my house. I remember how excited I was to listen to those tapes.
Oh.
Stupid, I know, but the thought of listening to someone's personal life sounded interesting to me. Once we arrived at my house, I unlocked the door and immediately walked towards the dining room. Dennis set the bag down in the center of the table and pulled out the Walkman. As 3 of us grabbed ourselves a seat. Eager to hear what it had to say, I seized the first tape, put it in, and pressed play. I was surprised at what I heard. The voice wasn't at all what I expected. It seemed to be a boy who sounded as if he was in his late teens. "Hey, my name's Chris, and I'm a junior in high school. I don't have many friends. Actually, I have none. I guess it's just because people don't like me, or maybe because I'm just too weird. I'm not weird, am I? Anyways, that's not why I'm here. It's actually because my uncle gave me this Walkman and a few tapes. He said that the Walkman used to be his, and that he just didn't have the heart to throw it away because he used it so much as a kid. So he made it my birthday present. Well, I didn't have the heart to let it catch dust in the corner, so here I am, using it. Maybe it'll come in handy one day. I don't really know. Should I go on with telling about myself?
Did something happen?
Well,
to him?
my favorite class is science, and I'm extremely bad at math. Blue is my favorite color, and I prefer dogs over cats. A door slams in the background, causing all of us to jump. That was my mom. Her and my dad have been arguing a lot lately for reasons I can't even bother to figure out why. I know for one thing that my dad is thinking about calling a divorce, which doesn't really bother me. It would bother anyone else, though, but it doesn't bother me. That's not weird, right? I've been hearing a lot lately that I'm a little weird. I don't see why, though. I eat, drink, sleep, and live like a normal human being. That's what I think, anyways. Maybe it's just because I'm not as talkative as everyone else, or what if everyone was just making it up, so that they would have a reason to pick on me? Frankly, I can't see why anyone would want to pick on me in the first place. What a loser, said Dennis. I can see why people want to pick on him. I shrugged. Let's just play the next one.
That's harsh.
It's January 14th, which is 3 days since I've made the last tape. I decided that I'm going to continue making tapes and keep it as my journal. Who knows, maybe I'll look back at these old recordings one day when I'm a bit older for a small dose of nostalgia.
Something happened to
I'm
him.
making this a short one because I have to leave in about 5 minutes. My mom's taking me to some stupid jewelry party at one of our neighbor's house because, according to her, I absolutely have to be there, or will make a bad impression, so here I am, sitting in dress pants, a white button-up, and a stupid tie. I don't have dress shoes, so I just wore an old pair of Nike sneakers, which makes this situation about 500 times worse. Maybe in the next tape I'll talk about how the party went. Hopefully it went well enough for me to talk about it. We looked at each other and laughed. Nike sneakers. Rich muttered in an almost giggly tone. Should I seriously play the next one? I'm not sure if I can handle listening to this for another 10 tapes. I asked. Dennis and Rich nodded with giant grins on their faces. January 16th, I was punched in the face at school today by a senior whose name is Jake.
Oh.
Honestly, I don't even know the guy. To make my day even more wonderful, I ended up eating outside in the rain, because all the seats in the cafeteria were taken by the time I got back from the nurse's office. I could have simply cleaned up the blood pouring from my nose by myself in the bathroom, but one of my teachers, Ms. Hovington, insisted that I go see the nurse. While I was at the nurse, I managed to get a glimpse of myself when I passed the tall mirror that hung on the outside of the bathroom door. I was a bit amazed at the amount of blood that was smudged across my face. Actually, it was kinda cool. I felt a small amount of pride when I got a good look at my face. Probably because I've never actually spilt that much blood in my life before. Jake got suspended, by the way. For a week to be exact. I think he should be expelled, so that I didn't have to see him again. Oh yeah, and, by the way, the jewelry party went well. No one noticed my Nike sneakers, and the food was good. A small amount of shock appeared on our faces. Damn, he got punched in the face. I said. Well, it serves him right. Someone must have known he was making stupid tapes in his bedroom. Said Dennis.
What does it mean?
How can you even be happy about getting a bloody nose? Rich added, what the hell is wrong with him? I shook my head. I don't know, man. January 20th, while fooling around on YouTube for about 2 hours, I came across a weird documentary on something called the Slender Man. It's an odd creature with no face, wearing what looks to be a suit that has tentacles, giving it a dark, spidery look. It's said to lurk in forests, and that once you see it, it stalks you before actually claiming you as its victim. No one really knows what the Slender Man actually does to his, or its, victims, and that all we really know is that they go missing without a trace. I guess a lot of people are creeped out about this, and I can see why. The photos that depict him look pretty disturbing, but what actually generates the most fear are the stories about him. Actually, I've been listening to them all night, and I'm not scared at all, just intrigued. Turns out, these stories come from a site where people just write and submit a whole bunch of creepy stories, and not all of them about the Slender Man. I've heard a couple that talk about lost episodes of famous TV shows that depict some disturbing, twisted version of the actual show. I've also heard stories about serial killers, ghosts, and whatever else that's remotely scary. Some are more gruesome, while others are just a bit eerie. I, for one, have never found any of these stories to be scary. I usually find myself thoroughly mystified as I read. We all glanced at each other, a bit confused about what the Slender Man is. I guess the kid was a horror fan. I put in the next tape, and held my head in my hands, wanting to go to sleep. January 26th, did I ever mention the site where I found all these stories from? It's called creepypasta.com. Yes, I realize that it's an odd name because an Italian dish is in no way creepy, but if you're interested, check it out. You know, now that I think about it, these stories have showed me how much darkness can exist in this world. You're never actually aware of it until you start thinking about it. What I'm saying is not crazy, it's true. Darkness lurks in the hidden corners of everyday life. Right here, right now as I'm saying this, a person is getting brutally murdered. Immediately after he said that sentence, my head shot up and I looked at Dennis and Rich, bewildered at what I just heard. They shook their heads and shrugged. Somewhere out there a person is dying. Could be a full-grown man or a child. You never realized it until you heard me say it just now. But, hey, that's the real world for you. Lately, I've been noticing how everyone else at my school is so blissfully ignorant to the horrible things in this world, while I'm being constantly reminded of it. No one sees what I see. It kinda makes them all look a little bit dumb. Don't they see? Don't they notice what happens around them? They hear sirens echo down the road, and it could just be a plane car crash, but what if it was caused by something far from our reach? They don't know that. Their eyes aren't open wide enough to notice. At least I'm aware of it. February 2nd, have you ever noticed how much death is involved in an average creepypasta? It's almost as if death is a needed element in the story. You know, ever since I started reading these stories, I've become pretty comfortable with the thought of dying. Sometimes, I laugh at those poor people in those stories. I guess they haven't realized how much of a friend death could be, even when pain is the price you have to pay for meeting him. After all, aren't we all going to face it one day? Sooner for us. People, later for the rest. There was a long pause before he spoke again. I've been thinking about writing my own creepypasta soon. After reading everyone else's, I figured I should try it for myself. It's worth a shot, isn't it? I think I'm going to write one about the Slender Man, or maybe Jeff. Or maybe I'll write a story about a man who goes crazy and starts killing everyone he knows. That sounds like a wonderful idea. February 17th, they didn't accept my story. What was wrong with it? Was my grammar off? Was the spelling bad? All I wanted was for it to be out there for everyone to see. Hell, it was probably one of the greatest ideas they ever came across, but... His voice became angrier and a bit frustrated, almost as if he was about to go off on a full-blown rant. But they turned it down. Are they too stupid to see the brilliance in what I wrote? On top of that, I found two who decided to read it and make a mockery of my hard work. Idiots, they're just a bunch of idiots who can't see the genius in one's work. A loud scream erupted from the speakers of the Walkman, and a hard thud was heard soon after. I figured that he had just thrown it out of anger. I wonder what his story sounded like, and why they turned it down. The next tape started, and we immediately realized how angry he was. He spoke in a loud, irritable tone, which was almost terrifying. February 22nd, stupid people. Stupid people. They should all rot in hell for all I care. I shouldn't have to deal with them every day. Once I walk through that school's front door, I'm surrounded by them. My teacher gave me a detention for not paying attention in class. Why should I? We're all going to die. We're all going to die someday, and there's nothing we can do about it, but no one around me is smart enough to see that. Why? Why can't they just open their eyes and pay attention to the horrible world around us? They're too preoccupied with their lives and what comes tomorrow instead of what comes at the very end. Did I tell you that I was pushed down the stairs today? Ben Trinner. He did it, and this time, I'm not letting it go. I'm going to find him and...
Okay. I'm gonna read the rest. I'm going to find him, and he's going to pay. You might be wondering how I'm going to get out of the house without my parents seeing me. Easy, go out the window. It's okay, they're already gone. Okay. I went ahead. Okay, it's okay. They're already gone. Dad's still at work, and Mom? There was a short pause, and a slight chuckle arose from his voice. Mom's taken care of. He'll find her when he gets home, and I'm not coming back. I don't have to deal with them anymore. He murdered his own mother, didn't he? What did he mean by Mom's taken care of? Asked Dennis in a hushed tone. Do you think? No, which cut him off. There's no way in hell that little fucker did that. Play the next one. I oblige and put in the next tape. A little scared of what I may hear. Okay. February 24th. I found an old warehouse in the outskirts of the town, and I decided that's where I'll be living from now on. The lights still work in the rooms where they're not broken, and the boarded windows keep them most of the rain. It's not that bad of a place, really. I stole all the money from my mom's wallet, so food is already taken care of. In one of the rooms, of the warehouse, I found a really old TV. It's a black and white one, and it uses a dial to change the stations. The reception's a little bad, but I could still make out what's happening behind all the static and white noise. I decided to change it to the news channel, and I was greeted with a picture of my mom. Oh no. A loud, most evil laugh echoes from the speakers, which goes on for a few minutes. They think I'm dead, which is good on my end because they won't bother searching for me. Oh, the glory I felt when they announced how she had been stabbed 5 times in the chest. Only 5? Only 5? Impressive. That is so bad. It made me feel a little bit excited to know that I have done such a thing. It wasn't easy, but it sure was satisfying in the end. And now I have to find Ben. Ben's next. Okay. He doesn't know it yet, but tonight is his last one on Earth. Luckily for him, his house is a few blocks from here. It's 11 at night right now. It is 4 a.m. for me in real life. 4 a.m. right now, and I should be finished by 1. Wish me luck. I quickly put in the next tape, now a little bit more concerned with what was going on. Was he really going to kill that kid? It almost seemed too real to just be a sick joke. I wouldn't even joke around like that. You'll hear, like, if I'm in a bad mood with someone, I would be like, I'll fucking kill you. And usually that means I'm gonna beat someone's ass and not actually kill them because I'm not a murderer. And I do not want to go to jail. But no matter how much I wanted to think it was just a joke, a frightening truth stood in the back of my mind telling me that it was all true. Just use your phone and look it up. February 25th. I've never felt so happy before in my life. You can't even imagine the butterflies I got when I saw him gurgling his own blood in a worthless attempt of fighting for his life. And no one heard a thing. I was able to open one of the first floor windows without a hitch, thank God. It took me about 30 minutes to walk up to the stairs without making a noise. I had to be careful, for even the slightest of all noise can wake someone. When I got to his room, I was able to open the door without him waking up. And everything else that followed seemed to happen so quick, almost as if my memories of the event were a flip book. I quickly covered his mouth before I dragged the knife across his, severing his jugular, whatever that is. I wanted to laugh at his squirming body as he died, but I didn't. Out of fear of waking his parents, I pulled open his bedroom window, jumped out, and went. I think I heard something in my foot when I landed, but I didn't care. All I could feel was the cold, bitter wind slicing across my smiling cheeks as I ran. I am back at the warehouse now, and it's 1:45 in the morning. I have the TV switched to the news, waiting to hear about my newest accomplishment. We all looked at each other, still a bit traumatized from what we had just heard. Uneasy atmosphere hung in the room. He killed him, and no matter how much We didn't want to believe it. We knew it was too late. It was true. I hesitantly put the next tape in the socket and pressed play. If I find tapes and I listen to all this, and after I listen to that one specific tape, I'll be like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable, no thanks, and I would probably bring it to the cops for evidence. Immediately a loud, abrupt white noise blasted from the speakers, making us all almost fall out of our seats. Even though that would be something we'd end up laughing about, no one broke a smoke. I grabbed the next tape, and put it in, turning down the volume before I pressed play. Feeling that there would be more static, I heard a faint voice signaling me to turn the volume back up. This time, the kid's voice sounded a bit huskier, pointed out that it has been a year or two since his last tape. It's January 17th. It's been a while since I made one of these, a few weeks ago. I was kicked out of the warehouse. I had to move my location since the police were planning to investigate the area on account of the recent murders. How many murders did you commit, kid? He started to laugh again. I sounded evil. The sound of it was almost sickening. It added a sense of dread to the atmosphere. I am tired. He started to laugh again. The sound of it was almost sickening and added a sense of dread to the atmosphere. Seven people have died since I've made my last tape, and each murder has become more gruesome and disturbing as the last person's eyes were gouged out and the wrists broken. There was no rhyme or reason to why I did it. I did it simply because I had to. It's just not enough. I need to kill. It's the thing I find the most pleasure in. If I killed 7 people brutally like that, I would feel guilty for the rest of my life. This kid has no remorse. It's the thing I find the most pleasure in. It's even more fun to hear it announced to the police. Anyways, the police are investigating the areas. The police are investigating the areas to find the body of another one of my victims. They suspected that it was the same killer as the last dozen, and they weren't wrong, so I've moved my location. I walked for quite a long time through the woods that bordered the southern part of my town before I managed to enter the next town and take refuge. Well, it's almost like those stories I took so much interest in. No, it's exactly like those stories. What a dream to actually be part of my own creepypasta. Oh, if only the rest of the world could hear about it. He did say he wanted to make a creepypasta, maybe about Slenderman or Jeff the Killer, or maybe a guy killing all the people he knows. You can tell I'm fucking tired. Okay. I'm probably gonna read the rest of it when I wake up, because I'm definitely going to bed. So that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be posting this when I wake up after I edit it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!